Hey, you. My lovely son told me that the marriage is not going so well. Aren't you supposed to be his wife? How hard is it to understand my son's feelings and keep a good relationship between you two? Oh, I really can't believe my son married someone so incompetent.
I'm really sorry, but all the fights we're having are our own problems, so we're going to solve it on our own. So I don't think it's something we should really be talking about, even though you're my mother-in-law. I promise you that we'll solve it on our own. So could you just stay out of it and not try to intervene with our problems? That would really be appreciated.
You always say that whenever there is a problem, then what happens? You end up not solving the problem anyways. Do you remember? It was the same case last time too, wasn't it? Whenever my son comes home, all he does during the day is complain about how the marriage is not going well. How much pain are you making my son endure? You really are a terrible wife.
Oh, really? Even when he goes back home, our marriage problem is all he talks about?
I keep telling him it's about time you two have a divorce since it keeps getting worse. But he said he can't, and I asked him why. Then he told me that you keep crying and begging him to not have a divorce. You are like a disgusting parasite sucking the life out of my pure son. Can you please stop being so clingy and let my son go?
Hold on, wait. What? Is that really what he has been telling you? Sure, I do believe that having a divorce is not something you decide so lightly. But trust me, I would never be so shameless to cry or beg to not have a divorce.
I know it's an embarrassing thing to admit, but there is absolutely no reason for you to deny and lie. Like, I get it. My son is a very handsome man. He also works very hard to provide for the family, and is such a gentleman, right? Which is exactly why I think he deserves someone so much better. Not someone useless like you. You can't even properly do some simple house chores, right? Whenever he's home, all he hears is you complaining about everything. So he tells me he feels very uneasy living in the same house as you. He has told me the same story thousands of times by now. You didn't even know, did you?
What do you mean I can't do simple house chores? Surely you're talking about your own son, right? I'm also extremely busy every day since we both work a 9-to-5 job. But all your son does after he comes home is lie around and do absolutely nothing the whole day. Not once has he helped me with the house chores no matter how tired I might be from working during the day. If I can't do simple house chores, who is cleaning the house? How can the house be clean all the time? Is there a ghost doing the chores for us?
Are you serious? Why are you surprised that you have to do the chores? It's your job. All you have to do when you get married is stay home and just become a housewife. After all, taking care of your husband is the job of a wife in the household. But you don't want to quit your job just because of your own selfish reasons.
Wait a minute. There's a big misunderstanding happening right now. Yes, it's true that I do love my job, which is a good thing, isn't it? So I have no plans of quitting my job. But me not quitting my job was agreed upon between us way before we got married. And this might come out very rude and disrespectful, but I need to tell you the reality of the situation. Unfortunately, your son does not earn enough on his own. It would be extremely difficult for the two of us to live off just his earnings, which is also why I have to keep working whether I like it or not. Thankfully, I do love my job, as I said, so it's not a big deal.
How dare you? Did you really just say that? So you're basically just telling me that you're a crazy spendthrift, isn't it?
Huh?
You said it's extremely difficult for you two to live off my son's earnings. Have you considered that maybe it's because you keep buying yourself those high-brand bags you love to carry around? Obviously, my son is married to someone who is such a crazy money spender. No matter how much money my son earns, it's just not going to be enough because of the amount you spend.
No, that is not the reason why his earnings alone is not enough. Yes, it's true that I do own some high-brand bags, but I'm not just buying them because I'm into high-brand and want to keep getting new ones. I buy a few just in case we have to go out to maybe like a party and we don't embarrass ourselves looking like a fool.
See, I told you. My poor son has to work so hard just for your selfish reasons. I can't believe my son had to marry a greedy woman like you. No wonder my poor baby is always tired and complaining about his marriage.
Hello? Are you not understanding a single thing I'm telling you? Now that I think about it, I feel like we have the same conversation every time you bring up your son. So you're basically just trying to tell me to have a divorce as soon as possible, right?
Yes, finally. You finally understood me after all these years. File a divorce as soon as you can, and please, for the love of God, let my poor son be free from your torture.
So you're saying please return my son back to me, huh? Sure, whatever. I've also had enough of this clown fiesta. I'll talk to your son about us having a divorce.
Hey, you! I heard about all the things you've done. You sly little rat. How disgusting can you be? I can't believe it.
Huh? What exactly are you talking about?
You two bought yourself a $500,000 house and you thought nobody's going to find you, did you? Did you think you could keep it a secret? My son told us to come live with him, so we decided to move into the house. So stop being annoying. Hurry up and open the door to the house.
What? What are you even talking about?
Like I said already, me and my husband are going to live with you two. Why is that so hard to understand? What's mine is mine, and what's yours is mine too. So the nice house you bought is also ours. If you're not happy with that decision, my son said you can get out of the house. What a pity for you, huh? But you have no choice.
Like, what are you trying to say? I'm having a hard time understanding everything you're saying right now. You know, I'm single right now, right? I'm no longer married to your son.
What? What nonsense are you spewing right now? Explain this nonsense right now. What is happening?
Why is it so hard to understand? What is there even to explain? It's exactly as I said. We've already filed for divorce, you know. So you and we're no longer related.
Wait, what? You two actually got a divorce? Why would you do something so foolish? How could you do that?
I'm sorry, but this is pretty funny, and you're making zero sense. You remember the amount of times you nagged me to get a divorce with your son? You told me to get a divorce, lady, which is exactly why I got a divorce, and now you're asking me why I did it? Make it make sense to me, please.
Well, I did tell you to, but why would you have a divorce at such weird timing?
What do you mean, such a weird thing? I'm finally free from you and your son's torture, so that's why I decided to buy a nice house. From now on, I'm going to live in this house with my own parents, thank you very much. And since we're no longer a family, I would appreciate it if you stopped acting like one.
You little, how dare you? You think we'll let you do such a selfish thing? We already packed all our bags and belongings. What are we supposed to do now? Stop acting like a selfish witch and let us into the house.
Why on earth would I ever do that? Why do I need to let a complete stranger into my house? Does this look like an orphanage or some charity house where I just let anyone in? Stop spewing your nonsense and go home. Stop bothering me. Bye-bye.
How could you? I'm your mother-in-law.
You mean you were? Like I said, we're no longer related.
Like why? You kept refusing to have a divorce. Why all of a sudden you just agreed to have a divorce? I didn't think you would buy a house. You know what? I'll allow you to be with my son again. I can talk to my son about it. My son has always wanted to own a house, so I'm sure he'll be happy too. How does that sound? I'll also stop nagging to you about having a divorce. We'll just quietly live with you. What a graceful offer, don't you think?
From everything you just said right now, you said it like as if you're doing this for me and it's for my benefit. But do you realize there is not a single merit for me? Even the divorce we just had, I've had talks with your son multiple times to make sure if it was the right thing to do. Once the decision was made, to no surprise, your son already had a divorce agreement ready with his signature and rudely threw it at me telling me to sign it. And I was the one who also had to submit the paper in, even though it was your side that wanted the divorce so bad.
But why would you get a divorce at such timing? Don't you think you also had malicious intent? Or maybe you wanted the divorce more than us. You also never had any talks with my son about buying a house, did you? I'm sure you didn't, because if he knew about you buying a house, he would never agree to having a divorce.
Like, duh. I decided to buy the house after we had a divorce. So why on earth would I have any discussion with your son about buying the house when I had no intention of buying a house before having a divorce? Do you ask or discuss to a random stranger or people that's not related to you about buying a house?
How could you be this cold-hearted? What do you want? What do you need to feel better and forgive us? My dear, could you please let us into your house first? We can calmly talk about this matter in person, right?
Stop! There's absolutely nothing to talk about. I am no longer married to your son, and I'm happily living my new life free of chains. So I'm sorry, but please, stop bothering me anymore.
My God, you're so stubborn. Fine, I'm sure you need some time to think it over, so I'll let you be for today. But you better make sure to talk to my son and stop being so selfish and arrogant. I'm saying this for you, so you better listen.
Oh, don't worry, ma'am. I don't have to think about anything. I've already decided on what I want, and I don't want to talk to your son ever. Also, it's you and your family that's selfish and arrogant, so just shut it.
Hey, Jessica! I heard everything from my mom. You're still being selfish and arrogant like a child? You know my mom is in awe because of how childish your behavior is. Stop being so mad! Can't you just forget about what happened in the past? It was just a small fight, just like all the other fights we used to always have, right? Why are you blowing it out of proportion?
Huh? Are you serious? Do you have any idea how long I had to endure your abuse? How much it affected me mentally? Now, all of a sudden, you want to pretend like it was not a big deal? Pretend like nothing happened and get back together? Is this some kind of sick joke? You know that April's in 5 months, right?
Look, man, it was just a misunderstanding. I know I was being harsh at times, but that's because I knew you could do better. Even then, it really surprised me that you would be able to buy a house on your own. I'm really impressed with you. I guess you were working much harder than I thought you were. I apologize for not recognizing your hard work.
Yeah, keep saying nonsense. It's none of your business now anyway.
Stop acting so tough. You were never like this. You know that it was always my dream to own a house too. I also remember that it was also your dream to own a house, my dear Jessica. So when I heard that you bought a house, I was ecstatic since both of our dreams came true, which is why we packed our bags and headed straight to the house as soon as we found out, you know? But when we got there, you just refused to let us in. How could you be so cold-hearted?
Are you serious right now? Are you out of your mind? We are divorced. We are no longer together. You are exactly the same as your mother, aren't you? You only care about yourself. You think you're the center of the universe and only want things to go your way, always twisting words to your liking.
See? That's exactly what I'm talking about. Whenever something bad happens to you, even if it's nothing serious, you blow it out of proportion and act like a drama queen. Despite your weird behavior, I endured all that nonsense because that's how marriage should be. So can't you also endure our mistakes and accept us once again? Pretty please?
Yuck. You're a grown-ass man. Don't ever say pretty please, you freaking weirdo. How do you even have the guts to say anything you're saying right now after all you've done to me? Why would I ever want to get back together with someone like you psycho? You knew we were both working, but you never helped with the house chores. Not only that, you had the audacity to complain about how I'm not doing the chores perfectly. I earned way more than you, and yet I also had to chew housework on top of that to satisfy your needs, Your Majesty. Why do I need to waste my precious time on a selfish brat like you every day? Please, make it make sense to me.
You were mad about something so insignificant? God, you're such a drama queen. You act like it was something jail-worthy, like you're the woman, so it's your duty to do all the housework. So I don't know why you're acting like I was in the wrong for expecting you do what you should be doing. But whatever, I forgive you for that selfish thought.
What? Like, stop typing. You disgust me, you psycho. I already knew you were hopeless, but talking to you right now reassured me that you are human trash. What do you mean it's your duty, you misogynistic piece of crap? Then why are you, a man, so darn weak? No muscles looking like a tree branch from head to toe? You have no right to tell any woman what they should or should not be doing when you're so pathetic yourself. With your logic, women are also weaker, right? So use your big muscles and do all the hard work, including house chores. Your misogyny disgusts me. I feel like I'm talking to someone from 50 years ago, you piece of garbage.
What did you just call me? Just because I try to be nice to you? Now you think you're almighty, huh? Fine. If you want to play the blame game, it's you who decided to submit the divorce agreement, not me, you. So it's your fault. You were always like this. Whenever I try to be nice to you, you always take advantage of it. Just shut up and let us into the house. My parents and I will live in this house. You get out of this house now!
There he is, finally showing his true colors. I was getting goosebumps when you were trying to act nice. You're a complete stranger to me now. Why do you think you have the right to tell me to get out of my house? I knew for a long time that you were completely insane. And after getting a divorce and calmly thinking about what happened during our marriage, I'm more sure about how much of a psychopath I was dealing with all those years. Thank God I decided to finally get a divorce before things got way worse.
How dare you!
No matter what happens, I would never let you into the house or even near my yard. So just give up and get lost. You damn psychos. So you've finally done it, huh? Do you realize what you've all done? You're all criminals now. Don't worry about your son. I'll personally make sure he hands himself over to the police. So stop running, and you better hand yourself in too.
What? What are you even talking about? Are you okay?
Don't act like you have no idea what's going on. We have cameras everywhere in our house. We got everything on video. We saw on tape how you guys assaulted a high schooler that came to visit our house.
Wait, what? What high schooler? What nonsense are you spewing right now?
You creeps. You assaulted her thinking it was me, right? It was cold outside, so I let her in my coat, which is probably why you thought it was me in the coat. You guys attacked her from behind, right? Don't deny it. We saw everything.
Wait, that was not you? We really thought it was you.
So you do admit to assaulting someone, and you really thought it was me, huh? Person you assaulted, she is my cousin who was visiting us because I was helping her with her studies. I knew you were all terrible people, but you keep going lower and lower, huh? Obviously, it's a big crime, so I'll be reporting this incident to the police.
Please wait, hear me out. I knew something was wrong. My son was not contacting me after the incident. There is a reason to everything that happened. Please, let me explain.
Your son was in a panic state after he was arrested, so he already confessed to everything you've all done. Your plan was to dress yourself as a weirdo and attack me. Then when I'm screaming for help, your son will appear out of nowhere and rescue me from the weirdo, hoping that will light up the fire and make me have feelings for your son again. What kind of pathetic plan is this? Did you really think that would have worked? Making your son look like a hero and make me fall in love with him again? So that your son and I can get back together again? Not only do you think like a criminal, you do realize the action you've taken is also a crime. Have you all gotten completely insane?
My baby, he really confessed to all that? Are you sure you're not making things up?
After I got really mad at him, he panicked and started telling me everything. At first, I thought your son helped my cousin out, so I was quite thankful. How wrong was I to think maybe he changed? When he saw who he helped, he panicked and said, "What? You're not Jessica." Like, how dumb do you have to be to say that out loud? Also, he's a terrible liar and was never good at hiding anything. You could tell his lie from a mile away. Whether I liked it or not, I was married to him for a while, so I know how he acts. So I knew something was wrong when he was telling us the fake story.
You figured it all out that easily? We planned it thoroughly.
You're a woman yourself. You should know that women's intuition is not something to be messed with. When I thought that the story didn't really add up, I told him that I'm going to check the camera to watch the video to make sure. Then he suddenly panicked and screamed, "There's no need to do that." He also had the audacity to get mad at us, when in reality, he was in the wrong. That's when I knew he must have planned this or is affiliated with this incident in some way.
Oh, my baby, he indeed was never good at lying. Only bad thing about him was that he always too honest.
I don't even know how you managed to still try to make it sound like your son is a good man. I know love makes you blind, but this is something else. But really, I was extremely shocked, you know? When I found out who the culprit was, my ex-mother-in-law Amanda, wow. I already knew you and your son are crazy people, and that you wouldn't give up on things easily, so maybe you would do something scummy. But this is really low, even for your family. How shameless can you be? Are you not ashamed of your actions?
It's your fault. It's all because you kept refusing to let us live in your house. You left us no choice. If you stopped being so stubborn and just remarried my son, things wouldn't have escalated like this. Do you understand what you've done? It's all your fault. Your fault. Your fault.
Stop with your bullcrap, you disgusting psychos.
What did you say? How dare you?
My poor cousin. Do you know how young she is? Making her suffer just because of your selfishness? Thankfully, she wasn't hurt too bad physically, but you've traumatized her. She's still shivering in fear from what happened. And you still have the audacity to blame me for your foolish actions? How dare you? How dare you, you criminals?
It's your fault. It's your fault. All you had to do was just remarry my son. Why was that so hard, huh? If you just agreed to it, things wouldn't have turned out this way.
You really are the queen of never taking any fault and blaming it on someone else, huh? I've had it with you people. I've endured enough, don't you think? I'll make sure you never will want to mess with me or my family ever again. Mark my words.
What do you mean by that? Show some respect to your elders. Do you know who you're talking to?
Oh yes, I know exactly who I'm talking to. Mother of a trash human being who made me suffer all these years.
How dare you say that again?
I'll say it again and again. Your son is a trash human being who betrayed me and made me endure so much pain. Your son is trash. I wasn't struggling financially, so I thought I shouldn't really escalate things, but you leave me no choice. Looks like you're never going to learn your lesson until you get what's coming to you, huh? I'll show you that you're not living in your own fairy tale, that this is real life. You will pay for everything you've done. I will make sure your family pays the consolation money.
Huh? Are you stupid? You're making absolutely no sense to me. What are you even talking about? I'm so confused. What do you mean by betrayed? What consolation money?
Oh, did your son never tell you? Your trash son has been having an affair with another woman during our marriage. He would go on trips with her. Not only that, they would meet occasionally just to have sex, that little scum. That idiot thought I would never find out. Little did he know that the hotel he used to go to with his mistress is one of the hotels that I manage. So I have all the proof I need that your son was having an affair with some woman that I've never met. It's even caught on camera, and I have many other proofs. What do you have to say about that, huh?
What? My son? My lovely son? Having affairs with another woman?
When we had a divorce, I just assumed that he would just switch to his mistress in an instant. So I knew you would eventually find out in the future. But it looks like I was the one to let you know the truth instead of your son, huh? Well, surprise.
There is no way. My son? He would never do something dirty like that. He is the purest boy. You must have mistaken him for someone else. Please tell me you're lying. Are you pranking me? This is not funny.
I'm sure you don't want to believe it, but sorry, this is the truth about your son. With the recent incident, I learned that I just can't let the past go since you will all never learn your lesson if you don't get punished. So I decided that I'm going to be asking for consolation money. You better be prepared to pay the money. I might be nice, but I'm not a fool. Don't think that just because I'm being nice to you, that you can just do whatever you want and get away with it. I'm not an idiot, and I've had enough of your family.
Please wait. Calm down, my dear. There is no way we can pay the consolation money. My son is a big spendthrift, so he has no savings. How was he supposed to pay? He has no money himself and he spent money on a mistress? I can't believe it.
Why don't you keep coming up with new excuses? Also, remember you used to call me the spendthrift? Look how the tables have turned. No matter what you say, I'll never forgive your family. All the pain I had to endure because of you people, I will never forget it. If you have anything else to say, I'll hear it in court, so be prepared. I won't be listening to anything you have to say, so talk to my lawyer if there's anything you want to get across from now on.
Look, my dear, I apologize. We definitely are at fault for the incident that happened, but that's just how much my son loves you and wanted to get back with you. He loves you very much.
God, stop being so delusional and attached to your son. It disgusts me. Your son loves me and wanted to get back together with me. He doesn't have any feelings for me. All he cares about is this house I own and wants it to become his. Like I said, I'm not a fool. You can't fool me with your words. Don't think that I'm someone you can just use and throw away after you're done.
No, we never thought of you that way. Please, we have no place to live. We really need your help, my dear. I beg you, please. We won't stay long, just until we find a place to live. Please, let us live with you until then.
Whatever reason you have, you do realize you tried to assault me? A complete stranger tried to assault me. There's absolutely no way I would ever let you into my house. Who knows what you would do to me? I'm not a saint. Even I'm not that nice. Don't worry, I'll call the cops and let them take you in. It will solve your problem of not having any place to sleep, right? You'll have a comfy place to sleep. You deserve what's coming to you. You psychos, go to hell. As I said that, I handed my ex-mother-in-law and ex-husband to the police for the crime they've committed. I guess they finally realized the mistake they've committed. They both kneeled and begged for forgiveness. The cops said they will get the punishment for assault as they should. But honestly, I wish people like them stay behind bars for eternity so that nobody else has to suffer because of them. Thanks to all the proof I've provided, I'm promised a lot of consolation money from my ex-husband. So I'll be using that money with my cousin who had to suffer for absolutely no reason. We're planning to go on a nice trip somewhere to clear our minds. Looks like my mother-in-law and my ex-husband have finally learned their lesson. After they paid the consolation money, they didn't bother me at all. Thank God. I guess karma really hit them hard, huh?